I'm sure that you all have heard of the snowball on a hill analogy, and if you haven't, then I'll give you a brief summary of what it's all about. Imagine that you're on top of a snowy hill, and you make a snowball that's no bigger than the size of your fist. You then lay that snowball on the ground, and it starts to roll down the hill. As it's rolling down the hill, it picks up more snow and grows in size. You can't believe what you're seeing, but that tiny snowball you made is now as large as a boulder by the time it reaches the bottom of the hill. The reason I'm sharing this analogy with you all is because it conveys the power of compound investing. This may be another term that you're not familiar with, but I can assure you that it's very simple. Compound investing is the process of growing a small amount of money to a large amount of money over time through various types of investments. Time is the key variable when it comes to compound investing. The more time that you keep your money in an investment, the greater potential it has to grow. To give you a better idea of how much of a role time plays on the amount of money that you can earn from an investment, let's go back to the snowball analogy. Imagine there's a small hill and a big hill, and you rolled a snowball down both of those hills. Which snowball do you think is going to be larger? The one that rolled down the small hill or the big hill? Obviously, the snowball that rolled down the big hill, because it had more time to pick up more snow to grow in size. So how in the world does this all connect to compound investing? Well, the snowball represents the initial amount of money that you put towards an investment, and the small hill and the big hill represents the time that you kept your money in that investment for. Let's say at 20 years old, you started to invest $100 every month into the S&P 500, which is an index that tracks the top 500 companies in the United States. With the S&P 500 having an average annualized return of 12%, the amount that you would have by the time you're 60 years old is $1,176,476, with only having contributed $48,000 of your own money over that period of time. Now let's say that you decided to wait to invest until you're 30 years old. If you invested $100 every month into the S&P 500, how much do you think you would have by the time you're 60 years old? If you guessed $349,496, then you would be right. And this just goes to show that you're much better off investing early on, even if you don't have a lot of money, because that small amount of money grows exponentially as time goes on. So what platforms can you use to start investing for your future? Well, to start off, I suggest that you use M1 Finance, which is an investment app that lets you choose what investments you put your money in and the percentage that's allocated towards each investment. The investment strategy that I'm currently going with is allocating $100 every week into 4 different ETFs, and those are VOO, which tracks the S&P 500, VITAI, which tracks the total stock market, VITWOO, which tracks small cap stocks, and VOOG, which tracks growth stocks. I invest my money into these 4 ETFs every week, regardless of whether the stock market is up or down, because it's much better to consistently invest in the stock market rather than trying to time it. If you want to come up with an investment plan, then I highly suggest you use the investment calculator provided on Dave Ramsey's website, which is very simple to use. It's easy for us to not invest our money because we don't receive any instant gratification from doing that. We also tend to think that it's not worth the trouble of investing a small amount of money. But as you all learned from watching this video, a small amount of money can grow into a large amount of money if you just give it some time. So if you're 20 years old like me and you only have $1 to invest, you would have $110 by the time you're 60 years old if you invested that $1 into the S&P 500. So start investing now so that you can start building your wealth sooner rather than later. So that's all that I have for now, guys. If you found this video helpful, then please be sure to give it a like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope that you all become financially free someday.